Coffee and doubles. Shubh Diwali to the Hindu community and to all of Trinidad and Tobago. But today, something is foreboding on this celebration of Diwali. Something is bothering me. My country is divided and it pains me. There are actions being taken around this time of celebration that bothers me to my core. Yesterday I found out that PTSC drivers who were devout Hindu and they celebrated Diwali by selecting kurtas to drive our citizens in our nation's buses from south to the north were told at the South PTSC that they could not drive because they were wearing their kurta, their regal Hindu celebratory wear. Ryan Ramdat, I spoke to him on U97.5. I interviewed him, a devout Hindu, a Trinbagonian, who's celebrating Diwali and wants to share the beauty, the teachings, the enjoyment with us as a country where every creed and race finds an equal place. But he was instructed by management of PTSC, a government corporation, that he could not drive without his uniform. That the kurta, his Hindu celebratory wear, and he took the time to search out and buy a light sky blue kurta to match exactly the so-called PTSC uniform. But he and 7 other drivers could not work because they were in their Hindu wear, the Diwali wear, the celebratory wear. When did we reach to this point in Trinidad and Tobago? It's a very worrying thing. They said and they were told that it was an instruction from the board. Is this so, PNM? Is this your policy, PNM? What is the policy of the PTSC board? Did this happen just in South? Was it just a rogue manager who had an insensitive moment, a discriminatory moment, a ridiculous moment? Or was this a PNM instruction, a policy from the board of the PNM? Did the minister know? Was it an instruction from the cabinet? Did it occur across Trinidad and Tobago where other bus drivers denied the right to work because they had on their Hindu Diwali celebratory wear? Where have we reached when this has occurred? During our national festivals, our religious festivals, we all love to look and to wear and to feel part of different cultures. On Emancipation Day, we look forward to seeing the men in their dashikis and their African regal wear and the women looking resplendent in their regal queen-like garments with their head wraps and their beautiful materials. We look forward to that. Not only Africans, all of Trinidad and Tobago on Emancipation. Not only Muslims on Eid look forward to the dress and the food and celebration and the zakat. Christmas time, all religions celebrate Christmas, decorate Christmas trees red, wear red clothes. That's who we are. Shouter Baptist holiday, Indian arrival day. How did we reach here? That a PNM board could instruct drivers that they cannot work because they do not have on their uniform. When I was interviewing Mr. Ramdat, it also made note that for the last 6 years, PTSC has not given uniforms to the drivers anyway. So across Trinidad and Tobago, and you who use public transport will know, drivers sometimes come in their own shirts, that they are not given uniforms. So what was this policy? What was this policy of discrimination? Was it necessary to put a dark cloud over Diwali? How disgusting. And this is on top of what I am seeing from this Keith ROWLEY government of open, blatant discrimination against the Hindu faith and practitioners of the Hindu religion. And it's not good. Not only has Keith ROWLEY divided this country politically and racially, but in his policy We can see in the COVID-19 health regulations that the Hindu faith was targeted with the ban without science, without information of open fire cremations, not allowing Hindu people, especially those of little means, because to pay for an indoor cremation is thousands and thousands of dollars. But denying the people of Hindu faith the right to say goodbye properly to their loved ones on open fire cremations, and having to go to court to fight for that right, and no consultation, and just pure discrimination against the Hindu religion, it's not looking good. It's feeling dark. It's feeling bad. We saw that during this COVID-19, we are seeing that even an independent senator, when debating and discussing property tax, would equate spending money or visiting the Diwali Nagar in a Hindu religious festival, very sacred time, going to the Nagar, which is free, going to the Nagar, which is for bhajans, for spirituality, for community, for sharing, for prayer. An independent senator who makes some of the best contributions on behalf of the PNM government will equate going to the Diwali Nagar with spending money on carnival, and state that it's useless spending, frivolous spending, and why not? You don't want to pay property tax, but you want to go to spend money in the Diwali Nagar. An independent senator, and she has not apologized. She feels no way that she disrespected people. We saw an attack on people who go to rivers, and we know in Trinidad and Tobago, I'm a Douglas, that's why I could talk that, other people can't talk that. East Indian people en masse go to rivers to lime and have a cook-up. That's an Indian thing. Yes, everybody's joined them because how we vote is not how we party. But in the main, it's East Indian people who utilize the rivers of Trinidad and Tobago for recreation. Rivers remain closed throughout. Beaches open and closed. Rivers never open under this PNM COVID-19 restriction. When you add all these things up, we're not looking good under the PNM. We're looking divided under ROWLEY. Remember the attack on doubles? Not only during the COVID-19, who could close, who could open, but also the attack by ROWLEY and Clarence Ramarat saying that doubles is not special. Really? Doubles? It's a Trinbagonian food all over the world. Presidents, prime ministers, big actors, sportsmen, anybody wanting to visit Trinidad and Tobago, they want to go to the beach and they want to eat a doubles. They want to play mass and dance to soca, hair pan and eat doubles. But the prime minister attacks doubles. The minister of agriculture attacks doubles. Doesn't this worry you? Then add on to that the geographical discrimination that is going on now with resources, with roads, with bridges, infrastructure, neglect. As you saw the October Revolution that has transformed into the People's Revolution. And those ridiculous talking about it's now November. Stop being silly. This revolution means people uniting. The country must come together because we've been brainwashed and hoodwinked. We must understand that Keith Rowley is a darkness that needs to be removed from the fabric of Trinidad and Tobago society. Then you have the political discrimination. You have the political infiltration and infection of independent institutions leading to constitutional crisis. Trinidad and Tobago is in a dark place. We are worse off now than we have ever been pre-independence. We must reject ROWLEY like the COP26 environmental conference rejected ROWLEY. That was not a fluke. That was not by mistake. Those leaders and their people, their advisors, they are aware of what's going on in the world. The environmental protection movement is a global industry, a global movement, a global passion. They know that Keith Rowley does not care about the environment because they have heard his words from his mouth. Being a promoter and a man who wants to instill and implement smelter plants a proponent of smelter plants up to August 17, 2021. He was bemoaning and crying and attacking the opposition for stopping the smelter plant in a twin island republic, small island, small place. Smelter plants are the most disgusting pollutants known on this earth. Their carbon emissions are 9,600 times more than a normal manufacturing factory. And this man did that. The world knows that when Paria, under the PNM and Newman, George and Rowley, when their oil spills and heritage oil spills, that they're left unchecked to damage rivers, to damage the sea, and that when the government got involved, videos went around with government boats cutting up the oil to let it sink to the bottom of the ocean. That auditorium was left empty, not by mistake. It was left empty to let Keith Christopher Rowley know that the world is aware of his anti-environmental policies. They rejected Keith Christopher Rowley. And I say that as the world has rejected Keith Christopher Rowley, we in Trinidad and Tobago must reject the divisive, arrogant, ignorant, incompetent policies of the divider, the dictator, Keith Christopher Rowley. Reject Rowley. Shub Diwali.